Everything got moved.
Yeah, because Board of Ed's over there, so it's moved this way more.
No, this.
Oh, this?
The stuff that's usually
Yeah.
in front of you.
Oh, I have no.
But it played with this.
You should be good to go, Deanna.
Okay. All right, it is 7 o'clock. We will call the meeting to order. Let's begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. And roll call, please. Commissioner Amy.
She is online.
Commissioner Gillen. Commissioner Ham Govia. Commissioner Marissa Lindsay,
Here.
Commissioner Paul Lindsay,
Here.
Chairman Rennie,
Here.
Commissioner Rosa,
Yes.
Commissioner Rossini Lapierre,
Here.
Commissioner Stam, Commissioner Gallagher,
Here.
Commissioner Shimmy,
Here.
and Commissioner Lucas.
Here.
All set.
Okay, thank you so much. Can I get an approval of the minutes from our last meeting?
I move.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, any opposed? Any abstained? All right, we've passed the minutes. Okay. We can start with public participation. Any public participation?
There is no one online, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you for coming. And next up is the Chamber of Commerce report.
Well, we have all kinds of exciting things this week.
Okay.
So we have the annual dinner and awards ceremony next Wednesday. And our very own Gail Budraco is the volunteer of the year.
Actually, can you read?
All of them? I did, I printed them out.
Yeah.
Did I print out my list and hand it down to you?
Do you guys have a list
Darn it, no,
of?
that's okay. I will look it up. I apologize. I know I sent it to
No
the
worries.
printer.
Sorry, I was meant to
Yeah.
tell you before.
No, I did it on
I marked
purpose.
all of them.
Come on. I'm so ready for you tonight.
Yeah, and I can see your list. You are so ready.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so,
They're plotting in.
right, so the chamber member of the year is Jennifer Morgenthau. The chamber business person of the year is Katie Kiss from Del Sol Spa. Chamber business of the year is me representing Laza Properties. Yay! The public safety award is Newington Volunteer Fire Department is going to get that. Deputy Chief Craig Stegmeyer is going to accept that award. The Youth Service Award is for Newington Children's Theater Company, accepted by Christy Francesco. The Beautification Award is the Community Room Cafe, awarded to Dee Wiltshire. And the Gail Whitney Public Service Award, Al Marino is going to accept that for Connecticut Food Share. And then again, our Volunteer of the Year Award is Gail Budraco, our town councilor who comes to everything. Very proud of everybody, very happy to be part of
All
that.
well deserved.
Yes, very good.
And where is that event going to be held?
That's going to be held at Indian Hill Country Club next Wednesday night from 5:30 to 8:30. It is open to the public. $65 a person. It includes a lovely sit-down dinner. So if anybody wants to come, they can find that information on the Newington Chamber website. We do also have a car show coming up June 14th. Blaze Pickleball Tournament, the 17th and 18th of May. The Friends of the Library used book sale is May 3rd. And the annual golf tournament, which is one of the primary fundraisers for the chamber, is being held August 4th at Indian Hill. think that's it for change.
Thank you so much.
There was a lot to
That's a
talk about
lot.
this
That's
week.
excellent.
They've been working on it.
Excellent.
Long
Okay,
time ago, yes.
all right. Any old business? First up is the Hobby Odyssey. Do we have anything to go over?
So I know I thought I had sent out the links to was anyone look at them or anything? Did anyone see them or through them or?
I don't think so.
Sorry.
Did
I
you?
did see them. I wanna say I did, but I didn't.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, I gotta look at it later then.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, because so I drafted up the one pager and I also drafted up the example kind of that could be used as well with the one pager just in coordination. So just to see what it would really be like in kind of just in at least as much as reality as we could hopefully see what the whole thing would look like when it's actually being implemented. So I was just hoping if we could look at the one pager, give reviews, criticisms, any feedback on it. I didn't see anything, so I don't know
Sorry.
if people were able to get the link, and I know we have new members too, so I don't mind sending it out again. I also have it as a Google Doc as well. The thought was people could work in it together from one doc, but I can also just send it out as just one, like an attachment in an email. So if you guys just want to make edits at all or just have it, that's also cool too. Yeah, and then we can just review that. And my hope too was basically the next step would just be once we're all okay with the one pager and the example of what it would look like in implementation, just utilizing the one pager for just talking to businesses and talking to anything in town that you think this would apply to or would be interested in it. And that would just be hopefully relying on the network of everyone here. Especially the chamber, I think would be fantastic for that networking. And then I think too is I don't know the capacity of the town for someone with a grant experience or anything like that, but utilizing that one pager for potential looking at grant applications and grant funding and support, I'd love to do that. So I don't know the extent or the availability of anyone within the town for grant management or grant help, but I would love it.
Management, excuse me,
Oh,
grant manager, we're talking about the small business grant?
I mean, I don't think it would be that necessarily as much as there's specific grants that exist that help with developing. For one, there's one that I think is out there, like develops your main street in town. It's a state of Connecticut grant and a program that works to develop programs that help and promote businesses on your main street. But that's how they advertise it. But it's not just specifically on Main Street. That street.
No, I get it.
Yeah, but
But how that help the business? That's my question. It's like,
Oh,
where
Hobby
they
Odyssey.
go knock the door, hey, I want to advertise my business here. How they can get that information if the main street, we saying
yeah.
advertise.
Well, I would try to
How
see
they
what-
gonna know? They have to go to town hall website or how they gonna know?
It wouldn't necessarily be a partnership with the business to the grant agency. It would be a partnership with the town as the EDC, the organization that would be sponsoring and moving this product forward, this idea of this implementation, working with that funding agency to get that grant, to get that award that would help substantiate our budget that we could leverage to bring this mission to the businesses in town that would be willing to or wanting to participate in this
Okay, I got
program.
it. I got it. I got
Yeah, so a little bit of a roundabout, but it does hopefully have impact within the town on not just, the economic stability of the businesses and providing that marketing and that outreach, but also just kind of reinforcing that community aspect of, bringing people together for fundamentally what this is designed for, which is, in-person activities where people can connect, can talk, associate around things that aren't contentious, but hobbies that we all enjoy. And things that we enjoy that we want other people to come and share and enjoy too. I mean, Newington is really, overstocked on opportunity there with so many organizations and businesses that have that ability to provide support for community outreach and community involvement in a physical space and just in a physical environment. So I think that just capitalizing on that, moving into that, and just advertising how awesome that is. That's not
So
something that
we're
everyone
talking
has.
about bringing the business together and bringing it to the community. That's what you're saying.
Highlighting those businesses and trying to hopefully give to them an avenue for outreach. Also, that's also paired with the town in this kind of template that could be used across hobbies. So the concept is basically, have you seen the Hobby Odyssey concept at all? Or?
Oh, I did not.
No worries. I can send you the things so far on it, because I feel like that probably would give the best communication about what the program is, because because this is, I think, been discussion since what, December-ish?
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's been an evolving kind of program and platform, or just kind of thing. So yeah, I'll send it to you though, as just definitely as informational. So I want to make sure that you have all those.
Because I wanna know, because I have a lot of friends who own a business in town,
Yeah.
and then if trying to bring all together.
Yeah.
This word to mouth.
Yes.
kind of
Oh
thing
yeah.
is,
Yeah.
And if people find out, they come team.
Yeah. Ah.
And then it will be growth.
So maybe we
Yeah.
can help explain for you, Touch. So
Yeah.
Hobby Odyssey is something that Jonathan brought to the rest of us a few months ago. And so we've been working on the next step of bringing that together. So Hobby Odyssey would be.
What is the Hobby Odyssey?
Right, so utilizing like a specific hobby to start, like just with one. So maybe it's bowling,
Okay.
maybe it's pickleball. So
Okay.
a lot of people, right? Let's go with
Yeah,
pickleball, right?
okay,
Because we
okay.
have a lot of pickleball places in town, things like
The
that.
big
So,
one right there.
right, so that's something that we could potentially go for to
Okay.
help celebrate hobbies as well as the businesses in town. So help bring people out, give people things to do.
Yeah.
One thing Jonathan had brought up when he was going over this a lot was COVID really siloed people,
It is.
and to try to utilize the businesses and
Yeah.
the
So we
economy
are
here
trying to bring
that
the
out.
business owner there, or we trying to bring people there? That's where the confusion I'm
You're-
getting it.
You're a
What we
business
trying
owner.
to do.
You're a business owner, right?
Yes,
I feel like you would be great to, as someone who hasn't seen this before, for the one pager to see and
Okay.
see what do you think of it? Because you haven't seen the December to now. But you are the target audience of this.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
so-
how are we gonna, what we trying to do? That's all I understand. We trying to
Well,
bring
Well,
in a hobby,
Yeah.
like people,
But that's why
like
I think-
business owner, or we trying to just
No, so
targeting
like-
the regular
So
public?
we would say Blaze Pickleball, right?
Yes.
Let's go to Blaze Pickleball, tell them pickleball
Who
something
we
that
gonna
we
tell?
wanna
That's the
highlight.
question. Who we gonna tell?
I think
I'm
the one
explaining
pager for
it.
you.
So
would be good.
like
Yeah.
Jonathan would go in and say, hi, I'm Jonathan from the EDC. We're
Yeah.
looking to highlight hobbies in town
Okay,
and match with the businesses. So your business, pickleball's the hobby. Can we run an event with you? What would that look like? Is it something, and how can we partner with them to help?
okay, I get it now.
Fuel that.
So it is gonna be growth for the business. They doing their own advertising. They go over there and tell their own customer, hey, we're doing this event.
Anybody,
pickleball.
anybody in the town. We as the EDC are looking to help promote businesses.
And it's almost like introducing
this is
that
one way to
business
help
the
do that.
community. So like saying, here's an opportunity to.
Okay,
learn
so
something.
say he come to my shop, okay, and tell me what to
I don't
do.
know what kind of shop do you
No,
have?
any business, say I own that,
Right.
my brother-in-law owned down the street, Rooster and Company. So
Right,
I go inside, talk to my brother-in-law, hey. And then what should I say to him to make him interested?
so it's some
This
kind of
letter that
hobby.
He's put together as we hope to be the letter that he's been drafting and working on.
Yeah.
If everybody takes a look, see if it makes sense to you.
Okay,
Because this is
yeah.
what he's trying to figure out. If he puts this letter out, are the businesses gonna understand what he's asking?
That's what I wanna know, you know, so if I go to the business,
Yep.
I tell my friend, I'll make a phone call, hey, we trying to do this in a Newington town, are you interested?
But it may
So
not be
what I-
applicable with the business, like it's almost got two purposes. One, to expose the business to the
To the
community,
community,
but
yes,
also to introduce people who may not get out and mingle, an opportunity to get out and meet other people from the community.
but sometimes, you know, like says,
So Rooster Company.
Yes,
A
they-
hobby would be wine.
yes.
So we're gonna do a wine tasting or we're gonna do a 5-course dinner that matches the wines up. How are we gonna get people out together, the community, to your business?
Yes.
And how are you gonna help get that there?
Yeah,
Because you're,
that's okay, yeah.
we
It's
can't
that
just say,
same
oh,
thing,
we're
you
gonna
know,
serve
because my
wine,
business
so
point of view,
that's what
I
it's
own
gonna
a
be.
business car dealership, so when you say June 14 car show, that's what I write it down, that's where I gonna hit my target.
Yes,
You know, so same thing, everybody has a different business, so they're gonna hit a different target, so I get it. But I gotta see what he has written so we can tell the
See if it makes
people,
sense to you.
you know,
Perfect.
hey.
Yeah, so I think, Jonathan, if you share it on after you said that they weren't on the first email for the agenda, I think Does
He
that-
he
do you
has
know what
the
I mean?
agenda now, so.
No, I'm saying if you share your email,
in
then
that
we'll
same
all
one.
get it if you
Yeah,
wanna
we
share it on
updated this
there.
distribution
So is
list.
it basically the EDC advertising businesses to like those hobbies, going back to the pickleball example, like, hey, town of Newington, this pickleball place is going to be hosting this event or is going to be having this event hosted by the EDC. If you like pickleball, come over here to try out this pickleball thing, maybe meet new people and learn about this business that offers pickleball services.
Yes,
Is that the gist of what's going on?
yes.
And I think they're even trying to reach people that may not have ever played pickleball. Come on down, learn and.
Don't be
And
intimidated.
are these
Yeah.
like, is it sponsored by the town or by the EDC specifically?
So far, it's not sponsored by anybody. This is
That
just,
was a question I would ask. Who
Okay.
is
so
sponsoring?
you guys are on like chapter 10, we're on chapter 2.
Okay.
Like he had the idea, like I
We're still
honestly,
developing it. We're still developing it.
if you have this kind of energy for this board right now, then that's great.
We're excited.
But
I just want to make sure I'm understanding exactly.
Totally.
Me too.
So-
That's what I was
It's in the
trying to
development
understand.
stages.
it's in the
Understood.
very development stages, but you totally have what the idea is. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. And
The old school says, I
But we
tell you,
have to start
somewhere.
where,
we're crawling
yeah.
before we walk, before
Somewhere,
we
yes,
run.
that's true.
Because here's the other thing is we can come up with ideas all we want. If the businesses don't want to do them, then what's the point? Like, we're
Yeah.
here to try to help the businesses, right?
Okay,
So, and that's one of the reasons we're here, right?
yeah.
So.
So
How can
EDC,
we help?
I'm
them?
just getting understand, this is my first meeting, so EDC, how
So let's go
EDC,
back.
how EDC help Newington businesses, can you tell me a little bit about it?
Sure, is that my job?
We
Okay,
have multiple
So-
responsibilities.
so.
Like, can we, give me a little bit,
So
explain.
there's multiple facets of it, right? We're here to, one, be an open door for businesses that want to come to Newington.
Okay.
Okay, so try, if
Hey,
people are
if they
looking
say-
around and
okay,
wanna
so
know
say
what-
somebody wanna open a business in Newington. Okay, so where they go, they come to EDC to help?
that's one of the ways, right? You can go to the Chamber of Commerce, you can go to the town library for references,
You can go see Eric.
EDC, you can go see Eric and
Yeah. No, I'm just-
Jonathan and all the guys, the town manager, the town planner. Yeah, when you're looking at, I mean, I'm born and raised in Newington, so it was easy for me to say, here we are. But for other people that are looking for another location,
course.
they would want to look at all those things, the Chamber of Commerce, right? Like just all those references that you can go to in town. So one, we're trying to be an open door for them.
Okay.
Two, be here for the businesses that are already here. So how can we support you? How we
So
can we
say
help
I make a
promote
phone
you?
call and 10 people come in the next, 10 business owner come in the next meeting.
Sure.
And how we can tell them, hey, we are here for them.
Sure. So in the beginning of the meeting and at the end of the meeting, there's public participation. So
Okay,
they can speak to whatever they'd like to go
Concerns or
over,
questions.
concerns, things like that.
okay.
On a daily basis, they can come and talk to
Oh,
us.
sure, of
I'm
course,
pretty
of
sure my information is like public on the town website because I
Yeah.
have that's why one of the reasons you were able to contact me, right? So, yes, there are ways that they can.
Of course,
come
because
and
the
communicate
Newington
with
town is
us.
very good, It's a small town and if town help the business and business will grow tremendously. And the goal is make money, pay taxes, and then taxes grow the town hall,
Sure.
So we're kind of the unpaid version of the Chamber.
I
of
understand
Commerce.
that,
The
of
Chamber
course.
Commerce. So the
Yes.
Chamber of Commerce, you pay to belong to, and they, give you visibility, ribbon cutting, et
Yes.
cetera. We should have something sort of equivalent for everybody.
We are doing selfless service.
Right, right, there you go.
So this committee, like Kathy and I, and Marissa's been on it longer than us, right?
Yeah.
Have you been on EDC longer than us? I know
Yeah.
Teresa's
so.
been on it longer than us.
And Teresa has her
Brenda,
hand raised, by the way.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
But
And
Kat, what's that?
I said Teresa has her hand raised
Oh, I'm
too.
sorry, Teresa, go ahead. I can see.
I'm just curious about the Hobby Odyssey and the events. Is the town gonna pay for the events or do we expect the small business owner to front the money for these things, like,
So no, that is not in our budget at all. I don't think it's and also, we don't even know what again, we're on chapter 2. So chapter 10 is way down the road. Again,
but
we've gotten
that's
way ahead
something
of.
we need to consider quite
I think once we
quicker
talk to the
because
businesses,
we're
that's something that
like,
we can consider.
Like, my point
We don't
is,
even know
like,
what they
if we're
wanna
trying to help the
do.
Well, that's
businesses.
also why I'm looking at grant support and trying to figure out what that can be done in
Thank you.
terms of utility to make sure that programs can be set up and established, and if technology solutions are available, what funding can be used to make that happen. As well as for outreach and marketing to explore what that would be for any grant support as well. Like if it's available out there, if it can be awarded, and if it's the potential exists, then definitely doing those mechanisms. But with any grant, you need to prepare it beforehand and you need to give them
You
everything
don't
you
want to
need.
put the burden on the business owner. That's what you're saying. and
Right.
I get that.
Well,
But if you do want to go down that road, let's use pickleball again, because I think it's nice and easy for everybody, okay? So we would go to Blaze Pickleball. We would give them this piece of paper first and have a conversation with them.
why
Set
would we
up
gonna
what
go
kind
to,
of an
why
event that you
why
want.
would we gonna go to pickleball? We can bring them here. We invite them here. Business owner, come here. They will listen what he has to say about that, the Odyssey, Honda Odyssey or Hobby Odyssey, see? 'Cause
Welcome to where we were 6 months ago.
I'm
'cause we said
a
Honda
car
Odyssey,
dealership
but
owner, so I know
47
Honda Odyssey,
Yeah. Yeah, you're good.
So thing is, before we do this, Hobby Odyssey, we have to reach out to the business owner and bring them all the chair has to be full with them.
We're not there yet.
I know, I
So
understand that.
that's-
This is,
No,
and
I
going
understand that.
out to the businesses is part of
Yes,
that.
so going out and bringing them in
But I
here
don't
to
think they
understand what
necessarily need
we
to be
are,
at our
what we
monthly
do for
meetings.
them, then they understand.
That's
The business owner will spend the money.
well, we don't,
That's not the problem. Problem is, we have to show them,
that's the one
hey, we are here for you, Newington Town. Here for you, come in,
I'm
here
gonna
what we have for
sending you, do you
you.
mind if I send
And
you?
then we say what you have for
Do you mind
us.
if I send it to you?
They have business owner,
PDF of
it's
it?
a,
Okay,
The one-
it's,
Yeah, if you
it's
want.
a different breed.
okay,
Sorry, thank you.
That's all right.
I know.
Business owner is a different breed.
I'm a
Believe me or
business
not.
owner,
One-
I
Yeah,
understand.
so one day we are poor and then second day we are rich. So that's how the business goes.
Uh-huh.
So when it comes down to advertising, we pay so much money for advertising, and this is similar like advertising.
What is?
What we are,
The Hobby Odyssey?
yes.
We're just trying to see if there's businesses that wanna get people out of their houses to go do a hobby.
Even the business owner wanna get out the houses too,
Yeah,
and with their friends too. So we reach out to business owner come in, they're gonna bring with them their employees. Like small business. Give you example, like Rooster Company, they have 10 employees. And down the street, corner liquor store, is friend of mine, he has pretty good employees
So
too,
just so you
know?
guys,
Thank you
sorry
so
to
much.
interrupt.
thank you.
Jonathan just sent me the Hobby Odyssey thing, so I just put it up for you guys. I know some of you have seen it. I don't know if this has been updated. This is the last time you've seen it, but this is just some,
I removed the example for the second page and separated it out so that I could add a watermark that says example on it, just to be better. Yeah, exactly.
Is it possible we can move where we are on there so we can read the whole page? Or
that I
No.
Do we
don't.
want to spend the meeting doing that?
Yeah, so here's the thing, guys, we have a very short amount of time here at the meeting, so
Gotcha.
why don't you guys
Keep
go
going.
over
Yeah,
this?
Yes.
You have Jonathan's information, he's
This
the
is-
guy.
I don't get his phone number.
And, cause we do have a couple more things on the agenda that
Let's
we
do
need to
it,
get
let's
to
do it.
tonight, so why don't we send this out to you guys? And we come back for next month with all the things.
Gotcha.
All right,
Sounds
that
good
would
to
be
me.
awesome.
And this is just in the development stages, so this is what we're trying to figure out is where to go with.
Correct. All right, cool.
And wasn't like a goal of having one hobby this month, another hobby,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah,
So-
it's not, the goal isn't to have it just be a one day thing or one event thing. It's
Thank
to
you.
have that hobby be highlighted for the whole month. I think we even talked about potential, what we could do with scalability to highlight the hobby and then the businesses that participate and work on that hobby. And for that month, have, whether they be in town or even if we could find other towns that have similar businesses that participate and work in that hobby space too. I feel like that just as a collaborative to, the people that really enjoy this hobby, passionate about it, love it, the people who have businesses that work with these people who come in all the time to do these hobbies. I feel like spreading that enthusiasm that you have for that with people who may be interested in it through these kind of predefined template tracks that make it easier to introduce, easier to understand, but also can be formatted and moved from one hobby to another, makes it so that you have a community that makes this is easy to get into as a mechanism to figure out whether you want to do the hobby. Then also too is it's transferable between hobbies. So you may like the platform, the machine and how you move through it, but you may not like the hobby, the destination, but you may stay in the car so that you can get to the next destination because that may be a different one for you. So I think that's kind of how I'm seeing it, is like, different destinations, hopefully making the car a little bit nicer to drive in for the train or whatever, probably whatever equivalent you want it to be.
Okay, great.
But
We
good.
will leave that on there for next month.
That's true.
Okay, next on the agenda is town branding.
And Hunter is not here.
Unfortunately, Hunter is not here. Why don't we give you guys a brief update of what we were doing with that? So Hunter in his full-time gig, I would say.
You can also review any of the meetings online, so you can get the full thing of the town branding. She can give you a quick overview, but Hunter appears marketing.
Was it March? He
Yeah, it was-
presented that.
The meeting before, this is May, yeah, I think it was March.
It's March,
March.
right? That Hunter presented that.
Yes.
It was something like that.
His whole PowerPoint was really great.
Mhm.
And his full-time gig is helping to promote towns. I mean, that's what that's part of what the marketing company that he works for does. So he was able to show us, was it Old Saybrook?
Yeah.
Am I remembering that right?
Yeah.
Old Saybrook and everything that they did for them and set up a whole separate website. So like right now, no one has access to like the town website except for certain, I don't know, heads of the library and these people that can put different events on there. But this would be more of like a tourist website, or, I mean, we're not Old Saybrook, so maybe half tourism, half just what's going on in Newington kind of stuff. And it's something that, it's a website that
The guests can go there and then make the event, like.
Yeah, you can post your own event if you're
Yeah,
doing
the
an
yes,
guests-
so
event.
guests can
business
go-
owners would have like
Yeah.
a separate like code that we would type in so that we could post events or specials or, something specific to your business. And a lot of people have been saying for years that we should have like a massive town calendar. And while there is one on the town website for town events and meetings, there isn't one for, Newington
The
high school
schools.
sport. I mean, they have
High
their
school
sport
golf
events, but
tournament,
this would
yeah.
kind of take everything.
Yeah.
It could scrub the town website with all their events and with the church that's having bingo and
Doing something.
the community
special.
room has something going on. Like it would be a massive
Yeah, what's
town
going on Saturday
calendar
night? What-
kind of
what
a
we'll do
thing.
Saturday
And
night?
it would just be, it would
Then
be
this
something
is-
like
This is like kind of, Newington Town has the IT department, right?
the Newington town has an
Yes,
IT
we have an IT
department.
department.
Yes.
They cannot help in there to.
We don't wanna go
make
down
the-
that rabbit hole.
No?
We could have somebody else handle.
So again, they have the town website and that for legal town government purposes, that's nothing that we want to mess with.
Okay.
So it has to be completely separate. So it's something that we're working on.
Trying to make another website.
Probably just a page on
That's
the
one
website.
idea I'm giving you a small idea of the town branding that we were thinking of. So the other thing, that the town's going through a massive downtown master plan. So we've been kind of not overseeing that because that's not part of what we do, but
We're on the steering committee.
we're on the I'm on the steering committee, we're on the steering committee, we, we're part of the charrette that happened and all that, so we are trying to see what comes of all of the downtown master plan. Basically, the town hired, consulting companies to look at what's going on. And so we're trying to be patient while that goes on, but also hopefully do some town branding and help with signage and things like that.
Everything costs money, I'm seeing. And then we don't want to put it on the town.
We didn't even get there yet. So
Yeah.
again, these are ideas.
Oh,
These
yeah.
aren't things that are
Okay.
happening tomorrow.
Okay.
So part of the town
We are
branding,
giving these ideas to who?
what's that?
We're giving this idea to, we talking to each other?
So there's certain things that we can do, and then there's other bigger things that we would have to go to town council for, such as, that's why we have town council representatives with us. We work right along with, they work with us. Yeah.
This is we thinking. And then what do you guys think?
Certain things, depends on the budget. They just went through budget season, so we're gonna be getting our increase on our budget, because this committee's budget was only $1,000 for all of economic development in the town of Newington. So we got an increase to 3,500, so we'll be able to do a couple more things this year. Hopefully the Hobby Odyssey would be one of them.
Yes, work hard, bro. Find something rabbit hole to bring the gold out.
There you go.
That's right.
Bottom line.
Okay, so town branding, any other new business? We have the welcome letter that Gail, do you want to come up while we go over the letter? We would love for you to come up while we go over the letter.
Welcome, letter.
Again, this is a draft.
We're glad you gave us a framework to start with. It's much easier to modify something that's already there.
Yes.
And simply, again, because this has been something I've been. I just think it's a nice little thing to do, for the new people. It's Newington, the chamber does a good job of, going out and, but the chamber is membership driven. There's dues and whatever. When a new business comes to town, I guess Eric tries to visit them, maybe the chamber tries to visit them.
Chamber is always trying to go there.
But
most of
there's
the time.
nothing that says, hey, welcome to Newington. We are so happy you're here.
Most of the time, the Chamber of Commerce do that.
Right, but not all the businesses belong to the chamber.
So they're not gonna get a ribbon cutting if you haven't paid to
Right.
belong to the chamber. We, as the Economic Development Committee, wanna make them feel like we're happy they're here. Thank you for spending your money in Newington. So that's the goal of this letter. I think I sent some copies to you.
Right, the
Yes.
chamber is an organization, but nothing from the town, independent. They, hey, we know there's a lot of places where you can open businesses. We're so happy you're here. And, I don't know, you might have gotten a draft of this. It's just, because I know, the officers here are very busy, they're business owners, whatever. So I just to get a conversation started, I made up a draft. And we don't want it, it's not a welcome wagon type of thing. So we don't want it 25 pages with a lot of, we just want to say, hey,
Quick.
thank you for being here. Here's, a link or two where, you can come and explore and, contact us with any questions, but just to acknowledge that we know you're here, we're happy you're here. And then we can follow it, another follow-up after that is, we want to work off this and then get letters maybe on anniversaries, like a 10-year anniversary or 15 anniversary, just to say, hey, we're so happy you're still here. Our residents love you, whatever. So this is it's just a little thing that says
Acknowledgement. We're happy.
acknowledgement.
It's
So I liked it, and every time I went to go like add something or change something, I went back to the beginning where of your part of your email where you said, just keep it simple. Like, and I kept, saying, and check in with this, and this is the example of the event, but I thought it was great. Like,
Thing
you
is,
just
people
keep
lose
it simple.
interest after.
Yeah, you
Yes.
don't have time to read a
Of
whole,
course.
even a whole letter. Like, this
Of
is half a
course.
letter.
Of course,
So,
because we receive so many emails and so many papers as a business owner.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this is like, I have no problem if you want to tear it apart, whatever, but I just wanted to give a straw man so you can start tearing it apart if you want or adding to it or whatever.
I really like what you did. Do we want to put any contact information on it? Is it necessary? So they feel like they have a human to reach out to?
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
no, like,
definitely.
I'm pretty sure we said last time Jonathan, the town manager, and myself are gonna be
Perfect. I missed
on
that.
them.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta imagine it on town letterhead and
Yep.
stuff, right?
And then, there is a town website, give them the link to the website at least.
Mhm.
And then it's up to them to follow through or not. And then,
Yeah.
but it, and after this, of course, subsequently, maybe the first couple, then you can sign different members to go and follow up with that business. Maybe you can deliver it, and I don't know.
Is it-
Scott.
Is it gonna be a physical letter or like a email?
I think
I'd like a,
physical.
I
Physical.
like the physical better,
Oh, yeah.
but just links don't work in physical emails.
They get
But you could
lost.
write the.
Well, you-
You know what she meant.
I
to
know, I
Write
was
out
just-
the link,
I
not
know, I was
just
just-
have the link, old school www.write it out.
Well, but if it just click here, then it doesn't really work that well in the physical. Just making.
You've tried to tap a
I'm-
piece of paper.
I'm trying to make sure we
Yes.
all together understand what I've learned.
Right, and I
And this doesn't
know
work.
we're not gonna know, or you're not gonna know every business that comes into town, but
Yeah.
if we just say, well, we're not gonna know header, you gotta start,
No, thank you for saying
It can't
that.
be all or nothing,
Just
Yeah.
do,
can't be all or
just
nothing.
do some and go from there.
But you're all out there in different, areas of the community, when you hear somebody that comes in, you guys come here, or contact there, I don't know who's gonna be, and just say, hey, you send a letter to this one.
Right.
That'd be interesting if someone didn't get a letter, but they came in and asked about it, and that would be a point of contact too, that we could use
Definitely.
to establish, and that would be that'd be a good dialogue as well. And that they
Right.
cared about it, and that it works, and that they want it, and then also too, is we can talk to them there and
Right.
begin that dialogue as well. So I think just having that point of contact, that first point is very, very,
Mhm.
very important.
Mhm.
I like this a lot.
And then it's even something that once hopefully we get the, website that we're talking about, then we can put like the code in there, like if you have any events, please use this code to like post on the website, things like that. Just to have a little bit more information in there.
And then you could even, like again, one pager signed by, I don't know, Jonathan or whatever, but you could even put a business card or something in there.
Yeah,
That way they got, it's nothing that they have to read.
Mhm.
But it's just, I don't know, it just seems to be a little bit of a personal thing where if somebody either walks in or hands it, or they get something in the mail and said, okay, well, and I know it might be a little hard, but I wanted to make sure that you put something in there about the business itself.
Yeah.
It's not just welcome to Newington, blah, 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 blah. So I just put two examples there for, like Dave's Hot Chicken just came into town. So it's like, Dave's Hot Chicken is nationally known, welcome Dave's Hot Chicken, many of our residents have already made Dave's a favorite destination. We are aware that your organization is committed to supporting communities where they do business. We know your presence will have a positive impact in our town, and then blah, blah, blah. Just a little thing that says, we know
Yeah.
what you do.
Mhm.
And it's,
That's what I'm saying. You thought of everything.
yeah, it's easy enough to go in and, for the bigger businesses to get a little blurb, but I was thinking
Yeah.
even the little ones, if we know that it's a hairdresser or whatever,
Mhm.
we can pull something off, like a little blurb about,
Business.
our resident, your services.
We have
are-
enough people here, you guys should be able to pull out some little
Yeah,
details here and there we
Right.
can,
Yeah.
plug in, yeah.
Yeah, or even, your business is what, card? Did you say you have a card dealership or something?
Yes.
Okay, we can, you can help us put a little blurb about, something about the business, we'll put the name of the business and, these are services that are really gonna be utilized, we hope, by many of our residents and something like that.
Mhm. So, but I'm glad Jonathan was here for this last time, because I feel like he said that we could kind of just run this out of his office, right? Like
Yeah, I
his
think
assistant
once you
could
guys
do the
agree on a template,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can just send it over to them and then,
we can't, yeah, I'll double check with him and whether he has somebody in. That he can.
yeah, I
give
mean, I don't
to-
even have to sign it if it's easier just for him to sign it and send them out,
Yeah, it might be more of coming from John or something.
right?
But then again, maybe your.
Or the
business
mayor, I mean,
I think it's more consistent with the town manager, I
That
think,
makes sense.
because they'll be contacting. The mayor is more like a middleman if they really
Yeah.
want to contact
Yeah.
about a town problem or
Yeah.
concern or an issue. go right to the town manager.
Right, I agree.
Do you think having like maybe multiple contacts on there, like having, just like frequent people, I don't know what a business would frequently reach out to for a town, but just having those as like a, these are the people for these things that you may want to reach, or that you would know specifically. I don't know who else to, but just as a,
Probably Jonathan might want to-
Yeah.
Well, because I'm going down the list and I feel like we would have to write the tax collector and then it makes me
somebody
not
wants
want to
talk
write
to the
any
tax
of
collector.
them. So maybe we don't because again, she wrote everything in there. She's like, go on the town website. It has the links for this, that, and every
Yeah.
like.
And if there's really a question they really want, they'll call Jonathan. He will say, hey, you
Yeah,
need to
gotcha.
call Eric, or you need to call whatever.
Well, if you do want to put the tax assessor and then just send it out at the beginning of April, that'll be, you'll
Right,
definitely
right.
get their attention.
Hey,
They'll open it.
hey, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, we just wanted to, like you said, just say, thank you for coming, basically.
No, I think that the letter should come from the town manager.
Hmm.
Okay, that would be the first step. And then there would be a contact that could be redeveloped to different people that we'll get to. If town manager sends out the letter, and then it goes, look, if you have some of these issues, then you could reach out to somebody else.
Right, he'll always know
Yeah.
where to refer something to.
Absolutely.
Right.
Right.
Make it from the town manager and from the people of Newington. Boom.
Very nice. There you
You're
go.
welcome.
Like on behalf of the
Yeah.
residents of Newington,
Yeah.
we welcome you, Jonathan.
E.
So the only thing I have
What
to
is it?
change is the whole rest of the letter says we, except the very first sentence, so that's the only change I would have,
Oh, yeah.
Eric.
Yep, good catch.
I feel like anybody have anything else they wanna change up on there?
It's okay to me.
And again, it'll look prettier on letterhead.
Thank you for doing
Oh,
that.
no,
Gail.
not-
Yeah, that's great.
Want me to work on it?
Oh, and Jonathan had a suggestion about using AI.
I over-engineer solutions, by the way. So, cause like, I saw the summaries that you would put and I actually like that better than what my idea was. Cause I was thinking about like using AI to condense like a mission statement from an organization or a business, or even, something from a website or that they would have. And then trying to use that to condense it down into a few sentences that would be put into the letter. But I do feel like that kind of goes against the letter itself and that it's very mechanical and non-personal. So while it may be efficient and easier to do, I do feel like it loses that personal touch.
No, I just meant the other
Oh.
part, like for the businesses. So when she goes, if
Oh.
I'm picturing Jonathan's assistant doing this, cause I don't, Yeah.
I'll probably.
oh,
I
you
would
wanted
say
to
when
be?
I said I'll probably have to
when
do
you're welcoming
Chunk
business,
of
you
this.
know,
Yeah.
make it this kind of template.
So,
Tim Mankey?
since we're,
I don't
No,
mind doing
we
That's
this kind of
nice too.
template.
The
and send it to business.
ladies are offering to
Down
deliver
there,
them.
welcome.
I think the shipping on that.
So
'cause it's
maybe
in a
we
weird
can get
angle,
Eric
it's weird
like
stuff.
a list
No,
of
I'm just
like
giving you an
10.
example, because when I open the business, they come in. they
that
give
was
it
my
to me,
next
you
thing
know,
is why don't you
Oh,
guys
yeah,
come
yeah,
up with a
yeah.
list of who you wanna
hand deliver
hit up
it.
with this first
And then
round
that
of
was sitting in
letters.
my front desk.
Hold
for-
on, guys. It's
Alright.
hard for the minutes. Everyone's gotta take turns talking. So you guys had been talking for a minute. So what were you talking about?
I was being sarcastic.
Okay. All
Like
good,
getting called out in class.
all good. Sarcasm unfortunately is very appreciated by me, so you're totally fine.
It's not worth the minutes though, don't worry about it.
Okay, don't strike them from the minutes. Eric, go ahead.
No, all I was gonna say was, so if you guys develop a list of
Where to start?
where to start, because
Yes,
uh,
so maybe we
I
can
don't
come
think we
next
need to
time with a
go
few and
back
so we
in
can get them
time.
started.
to do all the ones that we know have been here forever right now, we probably hit those on those 10, 15, those marks. And I think what Gail put forth, like, hey, we want to get the newer businesses that are just coming in.
Right,
Whether you want to go back to what you can find out what's open this year and try and back into something, that's fine.
right.
Yeah.
Like Ollie's and Dave's are basically.
Yep, those
done there.
are two big
perfect,
ones. yeah.
right?
I was gonna say, did we have that many come in 2025? Or should we go back to 2024? Do you think we'll be buried?
I think we'll bury ourselves.
Okay, we'll
I
start
think
with
we just need to, we just gotta do a hard line in the sand here and move it forward.
Yeah. Very good.
And just keep up with it, and then we can try and figure out these anniversary dates for when these other ones pop up.
That'll be hard on nobody. How we would figure those anniversary dates.
Exactly.
You can't
Yeah,
forget your
that
anniversary.
one's gonna be pretty hard. It might be something that when we see them celebrating, we send them
Yeah.
something.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, for now.
Right? Kind
put
of
the
like your
banner.
Facebook friends, like when you see it's his birthday, you say happy birthday.
Yeah. What do you
Put
say?
the town, the business's anniversary in the town calendar.
Say that again.
Record it. Saying, putting like every time, once we know when a business's anniversary of them opening is in the town, add that to the town calendar, kind of like, like a birthday
And
calendar.
then eventually the
You
town
can
calendar.
also-
will
That's a
have
smart
everything.
idea of recording it, so you can actually just keep track of it versus just for trying to remember it. That's
So.
That's
what-
a
They're gonna be a
two-sided
full-time
idea.
job.
No, that is a really good idea, and I go the complicated, it's like, you'll remember, just create systems around remembering, as opposed to just writing it down.
So you guys are out in the community, when you stop into a business, you can find out what their anniversary date is, and then you can start tracking it. Hey, when did you
I
open?
mean, we
Yeah.
could put that on the Hobby Odyssey fill out form just as a
We
sneak
could.
around.
Yeah, that'd be
That's a good
sneaky,
idea.
not sneaky. but-
Yeah, and I think Paul
Are you
has,
raising your hand?
I kind of want to
Yes.
put the pickle businesses, pickle courts.
The pickle
on there.
businesses?
Because that could cross over
Those are nice and
to
cool.
the Hobby Odyssey.
Yes, it could.
If we
Yes.
get them, if they contact,
Okay.
open that door.
There's a back and
So
forth there.
Eric, all the pickleball courts,
there's only one in
Add them to
town.
the list.
Well, except for, yeah,
aren't there 3?
well, there's only 2 that are
There's
open,
3
one
pickleball courts.
It's very popular.
business.
Are they one business or are there
Businesses.
2 businesses?
Pickleball courts and marijuana.
Blaze has like 7 or 8 courts, the new one's gonna go into Bob's, they're gonna have 16
Courts?
courts, and then the one at the swim school just has 1 or 2.
Courts?
Right. What about? Wait, are both Bob's getting pickleballs? No, we don't know what's going in the other Bob's yet, right?
The clothing.
No, I do not know what's going in the old Bob's furniture.
Got it.
Actually, it might be Eric's turn.
I was gonna say, now we're moving into town planning update. Oh, sorry, Gail. Hi.
Yeah, the anniversaries again, that is gonna be hard, but when I was thinking of the anniversaries, I was also thinking about, there's some businesses in town that are really unique. I'm thinking of, 5 years.
Oh,
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
he's somebody
He should
who
be
said
celebrated.
people should
Yeah.
recognize Somehow.
Yeah.
Roma, you know, the table.
That Roma stuff in
Yeah,
there.
those guys have been here forever.
We do the new businesses, but then everyone who's not a new business, just have a general letter of what we're trying to do going forward, and then just asking like for your anniversary, your birthday, so that we can do this going forward and see.
Oh my
some
God, do we
respect.
like give out an award? Is that what you're telling us to do,
But I'm
Gail?
just saying, I don't want,
No,
I don't want,
The Newington New Business of the Year.
But we could do
Newington
something
Best
to
No,
celebrate,
like,
you know,
where
if
you
you
just
wanna
like,
been there
we
for
wanna
5
honor
years, I don't know how
you.
long he's been there.
Lifetime
Yeah,
Achievement
and-
Award?
I
We give out a Newington Business
Or
Lifetime
just
Achievement Award.
some sort of public offering, and nobody's gonna take his place.
It's pretty impressive.
He
And
brings
they have
outsiders to
one in
Newington.
the event.
Yeah.
And he's so freaking cheap and he does
Country
such
club.
good work.
I know, my sister throws money at him and runs out the door because
That's
he
something
doesn't.
to think about too, people
Well,
who,
we did it.
who we know
I
have
did
been
it
here maybe
for
more than
Staples.
20 years.
That's, I'm
Been a
thinking
long
he's
time.
gotta be close to
Yeah.
50. I don't
And
know
it's
how
still-
long Fazio's
still-
been.
Is there something better than watch guys?
Listening.
Yeah.
But maybe
There's a
have.
couple
send
things.
Yanni
anniversary
Pizza is there
letters.
forever.
What's that?
Yanni Pizza is there forever.
No, they haven't been here forever, but I'm sure
Really?
all of
No, they've been there like
Yeah.
25 years, that's not forever.
know businesses who have been here like.
There's gotta be like a
25
term
years,
or
maybe.
word.
25 years
Write a letter,
plus,
say,
yeah.
"Hey,
Yeah.
we know you've been a stable part of the
I
community.
did.
We
So
just
when-
wanna reach out and thank you and, you know.
I love that. Look at you, Gail.
It's easier than doing 5
In
years.
that little
6 years.
area.
I agree.
Like a
Nutrition, I think,
lifetime
is back there.
achievement. Oh, World of Nutrition has been there
That's the
for a
one.
very long
Yeah.
time, right?
It's been there forever.
Right.
Yeah.
I
So
think
it's just-
bring people to town.
Yeah.
Eric, did you say you sort of have a master list?
Yeah, I gave you my last one.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go through that and see
Okay.
if I can try to flag and determine who's over 25 years.
Yeah.
I'll take responsibility for that.
Sounds good, thanks.
Okay,
Thank you, Gail.
thank you. Good thought.
Like a diamond jubilee or something. Like, what do you call it?
We'll come
We
up with
call it
something.
something.
We'll come up with something.
Okay. Okay,
The business
Eric,
is 30, call it vintage.
Vintage.
Vintage, there you go.
vintage is 30
And
years.
the classic, when you license plate, you get the 20 years, the classic,
There you go.
get a license plate.
Classic
Says
business.
Classic Newington
business.
businesses.
You can make your own club levels, you know, you'll
Yeah,
figure it out.
we'll come up with something fun.
Oh. I didn't more than an idea.
There you go.
Okay, go ahead, Eric.
Town planning update. So recently, the Taco John's drive-through was finally approved. They expect to break ground fairly quickly. So there'll be an out parcel in the Ashley's Plaza. Currently
Funny.
under construction, the Spark broke ground over on Myra Cohen Way. So that will be under construction for a bit.
The what?
The spark.
Spark, the apartments on the old National Welding site
Oh, okay. I was thinking of Constance.
behind the
for
hotel
some
down in the
reason.
hall kind of thing. Also, for those who drive on the north end of the turnpike, you probably saw some construction activities start. They're starting the, it was approved in Weathersfield. Their access to the self-storage in Weathersfield is through Newington, where the old Turgeon house was. Out right next to the Lifeway Church there. So they've started clearing there, so they will be building that. So basically Newington gets a driveway to the site. But they will have room for an out parcel. We made them approved an out parcel there for something in the future. So we'll see what happens there. Boom, 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 boom. Also, for those that don't know, the other cannabis operator has opened. It's been very low key, not a whole lot of traffic from what I've seen, honestly.
Where is that?
The old Pier 1.
Oh, yeah. That's been coming for a long time.
I had no clue that was there.
Looks like no formal thing, but it looks to me, Checkers Pizza closed on the turnpike.
I noticed
Oh, I
that.
heard about that.
It was right near the Target entrance there in that little plaza. I've had some conversations with a number of different people for a couple of smaller restaurant spaces that have come open recently. So we'll see how they progress. Also, and then the big item, the downtown study. We did have a steering committee meeting last week. As Deanna mentioned, the timeline, we're anticipated to hopefully bring something to the public towards the end of June for comment. And then the final report would come out hopefully in July. That's currently anticipated. And then as part, for some of you that don't know, so the study, there's an economic component. They're looking at the downtown area, available land, what the market will bear, so to speak, what the market is looking to build. And we're taking input from the public to see what the public wants to see, and they're gonna try and marry this together with the available land and everything else to create a plan, a master plan, to see what may be built down there. And that way, the Hartford Hospital property can be marketed properly, depending on what's the best use that the study comes up with, the town feels right about, and move forward. And, you know, that includes, you know, the Northwood Plaza, the Keeney Building, the Town Center, the Hartford Hospital property, and some other adjoining stuff in the Business Town Center area. As far as Jonathan mentioned grants earlier, we do have a grant writer on staff the town uses. They're not on staff, they're a consultant. If you send me over a couple of the grants that you're looking at, I can run them by the town manager and see what the availability is for Sonia to work on those. That's the best I can do there, and you
Good to know.
we can go from there. Also, this is for Kathy. This is the monthly trade name list filed at the clerk's office. So you can see smaller businesses, you'll see a lot of bigger ones on there too, but so that's kind of the list I get every month, what gets filed. So, and that's a state form they have to file they don't have to file, but if they choose to do so. Any other questions for me?
The apartments
Which
behind
apartments?
Lowe's,
Okay, yeah.
those are supposed to be apartments, right?
Yes,
Not
Culver
houses?
Street Apartments, yes.
Is there any kind of,
They're under construction. They've started on one building.
oh, okay.
Yep. If the foundation is in for one building, and I think they're just pulling the permits for the second now.
Okay.
The Dakota apartments were open, I think I told you last month. They've opened on Cedar Street. It's called Cedar Point.
I was gonna say Dakota.
Dakota was a developer, sorry, I keep
Gotcha.
doing that, Cedar Point.
Yep. Okay. I don't think if there's anything else, anyway, this is our chance to ask him any questions that we have for what's going on in
I'll
town.
answer what I can.
He can answer what he can. What about the grocery store? We haven't asked you in like a year.
What's going on next to the new, what do you call that, the hotel? They digging some soil.
That was the one I mentioned earlier, it's called the Spark. It's apartments.
Oh, it's apartment coming
Yep.
there too.
It'll be I think it's a 4-story building. It's gonna have an internal parking garage.
Okay,
Yeah,
wonderful.
No, I was asking about
The
the
grocery
Shake Shack grocery store.
yes. So the grocery store shell is complete, as we all know.
Mhm.
I was told a year ago that we would know who the tenant was gonna be by like around June of this year. I recently spoke to some permitting people for a grocery store,
Mhm.
so it looks like they will be coming forward
Okay.
very soon.
Where is this
Can we
grocery store
just-
gonna be?
Dun, dun,
This is,
dun.
this is in Meadow Commons on the Berlin Turnpike, where you
Gotcha,
have Kava and those other places. That's the big shell when you pull in right on the left.
gotcha.
That will be a grocery store.
Cool.
But you can't tell us till next month?
I do not know the name of the tenant.
Okay.
I was just told they were inquiring about the site in general, no names.
Very interesting. Thank you.
Hopefully, we will see something there.
Okay.
So I know I've kind of asked you this question before, but when it comes to development within town,
Mhm.
a lot of us are concerned about the number of apartments that are being built and not condos or single-family homes. And as long as people are using the land for what it's allowed for, they can build whatever they want. As we develop the center of town, do we have any influence going forward to the developers that we're pitching this land to?
So that, yeah, so
To
that's,
lean
what-
it
yeah, so
towards-
that's what the master plan is. That's why we're getting, you know, the input from the public, the input from, what does the market say? The market says that, whatever, XYZ, this is what's hot now. Maybe the town doesn't want what's hot
Yeah,
now. So this market study, when it comes out, is gonna have recommendations.
Okay.
So if you want to do XYZ, you are gonna have to fix your zoning regulations. You're gonna have to change your zoning regulations because maybe the public wants a 4-story building downtown, only a 3-story is allowed, or setback requirements, like rather right up against the road, you know, they want it farther back or closer. You know, there's all these different things, the type of businesses that might
Okay.
be allowed. You know,
Okay.
there's also open space aspect and stuff like that. So all these things, because right now the Hartford Hospital property is zoned as public land. So there's not a whole lot that can be done with public land other than something for the public, i.e. a hospital, stuff like that. So it's gonna have to also get rezoned going forward. Depending on what this market study kind of says and how it's driving, you know.
I think what she's asking is if it's zoned residential,
Mhm.
can they do any kind of residential?
You can already do residential in the business town center zone,
Yeah.
just if you don't know. So again, if somebody comes in with an application, they meet the requirements, you know, they're a little tough, like you have to have a certain amount of property, stuff like that, different kinds of things. So, and again, like you pointed out, if it's in our regulations, we regulate it. If someone brings us an application, we just can't deny it because we don't want it, because we will end up in court and we will lose.
yeah.
Mhm.
You know, because if your regulations say this, then why are you not allowing it? So this is the kind of the pitfall we fall into. So anybody that has questions or concerns, especially when the study comes out, feel free to come speak under public participation at planning and zoning meetings. And
And the
any,
goal too is to take the information
Yeah.
from what that says and find like the
right,
perfect match,
it's fine,
right?
it's finding the middle ground and, you know,
Yeah,
it's not like, oh, you need 1,000 apartments, that's the only thing that's gonna work, you know, the public doesn't want that, so
Yeah.
they're looking at all that and they're gonna
Okay.
adjust it, you know.
I didn't know how much sway, but we're gonna look at the information that's been collected and kind of.
Right, I mean, yeah, and we've seen a lot of it in the steering committee, and it is gonna get collated by the consultant. Because we have an economic consultant, then we have Colliers doing, you know, the real estate work and everything else, so it's.
Okay.
I will say at the charrette, one of the main things that she said all the groups agreed on was we wouldn't mind a parking garage.
I almost asked
Hold
that.
hold on, Eric, how much did she say it cost? Cause I don't wanna get it wrong.
It's a lot, I can't
It's
remember,
like,
it's like,
she said per space.
first base is like 700,000, or was it?
Something like 300,000, it's in
parking?
a parking garage
Parking
is
garage.
millions beyond millions beyond
That,
millions
that's why
of
that's why
dollars.
when you have parking garages,
I could not
they're all,
believe.
you pay, because
Right.
they're still trying to pay
Well,
for
now
it.
I get it. Now, I totally understand now. She
So
said
this would
it
be a
was like the
parking
most
garage
insane
in
number.
Newington, like just for
Well,
traffic or for
I
like?
wasn't gonna extend our meeting because I know it's already 8 o'clock, but was that an issue? Do you think that was part of the problem with the Keeney Center, Manufacturing? That the parking situation, if you had a large volume business in there and that space at the end, turning it into a parking garage, resolving that? I guess that's,
It possibly could have, you know, again, they never really, we
Got to
never
that.
got anything with what their complete intended uses were for the
okay.
building. We
All
had
right.
we had their vision, their ideas. But obviously they didn't come to fruition, nothing in concrete, so.
Okay.
That could have been an option for them, but would that have been the best use of that empty parcel down there? I don't know.
Okay.
Is anything ever gonna happen with that spot? It's
Wait.
for sale, is it?
Which spot?
Not for sale. The Keeney building.
Keeney building is,
Which one?
So, yeah.
Also see this.
All right, any other questions for Eric?
Was a big
Because
building.
Kathy's right, it's 8
I
o'clock.
thought they were.
Any other
making
public
a
participation,
wall.
Gail? Thank you for what you've already
There's
contributed.
there's no
Commissioner
one online.
comments. I'll look to Teresa first. I don't. She have her hand raised? You guys have
She's
any
shaking her head
comments?
no.
No, good. I'm good. I think we spoke.
Covered a lot of ground
Okay,
tonight.
great.
yeah, we did.
All right. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Just one.
Whoever said it down there.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Wonderful. Have a nice night.
Thank you. Good night.
All right, all right. Yay.